Breaking news involving the Houston Texans. To the surprise of few, CJ Stroud, he's going to be QB1, but he's not going to have his full arsenal in front of him. Let's go inside the locker room.
Yeah, it's the locker room on YouTube. You know what it is. Let's get it. Hey, locker room. Yeah, we in the locker room. Texas talk. Yeah.
All right, just got back from the practice field. Big day for the Texans. Big day for the national media types. There was a national media type invasion today. Had NFL Network on the scene. It is the locker room, number one source for Texans daily digital content. You can hear me Monday through Friday, 10 to 2 on Sports Radio 610. That's 10 to 2 Central on Sports Radio 610 and the Odyssey app. I was on the scene as well. I was right between the national media types, the NFL Network tent, and the local media types. So you got to see a lot of this unfold. This is the number one source for Texans daily digital content. Subscribe, like, right along. We had some breaking news today. Shouldn't be a surprise to anyone who's been paying attention and anyone who's been following this channel. Number one way to get the pulse of the Houston Texans and everything going on from people in the mix that talk to the players, coaches, etc. But we got some big news today. Where do we get it? National TV. NFL Network broke the news that CJ Stroud will start the preseason opener Thursday against the New England Patriots. Tom Pelissero and Jane Slater, they asked DeMeco Ryans the question. DeMeco Ryans confirmed it. And the interesting thing about it is, and this is where there could be some potential controversy between the local media types and DeMeco Ryans. I'm intrigued to see how this plays out tomorrow. So full disclosure, we're at the 50-yard line. NFL Network is right down here. And then the local media tent is a whole football field in front of us. And as the press conference is going on, DeMeco Ryans did not say if CJ Stroud would be the starter or not. Now, was he actually asked is something that we can get into. Was he actually asked by the local media whether CJ Stroud would start or not? I'll let you decide in a second. But as DeMeco was in the tent, he did not say that CJ Stroud was the starter. Now, players come in after DeMeco Ryans. You had Sheldon Rankins, you had Steven Nelson, and you had Case Keenum. And at the start-ish of Case Keenum's media availability, which I think was about 6.5, 7 minutes, you had the news from Tom Pelissero of NFL Network and Jane Slater that CJ Stroud would be the starting quarterback against the Patriots. And all the local media types who had no idea were in there asking Case Keenum and all these other players questions, Rankins and maybe Steven Nelson. And Tom Pelissero broke the news. Now, I know how local media thinks. Probably a little bit disappointed that the national media types just show up and take this story. But I'll let you decide on this. Was DeMeco Ryans actually asked if CJ Stroud would be the starter or wasn't he? This was the back and forth. DeMeco Ryans. I'll start with DeMeco Ryans on CJ Stroud and what he wants to see from CJ Stroud. This was DeMeco Ryans talking about that.
Yeah, from CJ in this game, I just want to see a guy come out and command the huddle, command the offense, get us lined up, get everybody on the same page, and just operate efficiently.
All right, so he wants that. So I'm going to ask you, put it in the comments, subscribe, like, right along. This is where the good old fun comes down. Did DeMeco Ryans actually get asked if CJ Stroud was going to start the game? Because Tom Pelissero and Jane Slater, they asked straight up, and they got the answer. You tell me right here. This is Jonathan Alexander and the local media types talking to DeMeco Ryans about CJ, and you tell me. You tell me. We're going to investigate this later on. The night stream, by the way, 9 o'clock, always right along in the locker room. We got live night streams, also live post-game show. First post-game show, really second post-game show if you count the scrimmage last Saturday of the year on Thursday. So right along with that, number one post-game show that you can go to. But you tell me, yes or no, was he or wasn't he? Was DeMeco Ryans actually asked by the local media whether or not CJ Stroud was going to start?
I'm going to see. plan to play the starters in the preseason game?
It'll be dependent upon each person. Right now, as I see it, guys going out, hopefully getting a couple series, depending on how it goes.
CJ.
Yeah, we'll see. He'll go out there as well. All right, most of our guys will get work.
No, I don't think he was actually asked. I want to see this from these guys. What about CJ? It wasn't, is CJ going to start? So if DeMeco Ryans is going to get asked, why didn't you tell us? He wasn't flat out asked. Let's go to it one more time.
How much do you plan to play the starters?
How much do you plan to play the starters?
It'll be dependent upon each person. Right now, as I see it, guys going out, hopefully getting a couple series, depending on how it goes.
CJ.
Yeah,
How about
we'll
CJ?
see. He'll go out there as well. All right, most of our guys will get work.
How much do you plan to see the starters play? He told you. And what about CJ? He said he'll get some work. So I don't think DeMeco was actually asked about if CJ was going to start or not when you actually go to the tape and listen to it. So there you go. Was he or wasn't he? You decide. Put it on the side. He's not going to do your job for you. Was he actually asked? Because I went through the tape and I was like, not hearing it. That's it. No. He wasn't asked if CJ is going to start or not. So I think DeMeco can actually hold up on that. What say you? Put it in the comments, subscribe, like, right along. Other piece of breaking news, another national person coming in and getting the scoop. Now this one, I think Brooks Cabina can say that he has a valid beef. Brooks Cabina of the Houston Chronicle. Tytus Howard, he has surgery on his broken hand. He will miss 4 to 6 weeks per Adam Schefter, which means there is possibility that Tytus Howard could be blocking for CJ Stroud, as he said he wanted to do. In week 1, when the Texans take on the Ravens, there's also a chance he may not. This was the back and forth throw with Brooks Cabina and DeMeco Ryans. National media types might be upset with old coach DeMeco. Brooks actually did ask the question. Here's Brooks Cabina talking about that.
Tytus, we're still dealing with that. Probably be out for a while. We'll readdress that later.
Tytus, what happened?
Like I said, Tytus will be out for a while. We'll readdress that later.
For a while, do you expect that to do all the training camp, preseason?
I'll let you guys know later.
All right, there you go. I'll let you know. Well, he had the broken hand, and he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks per Adam Schefter. Brooks has legit beef. I don't really think the entire media can whine too much about the CJ Stroud news. Nobody in that tent directly asked him if CJ Stroud was the starter. So charge that one to the game. Really, in the big scheme of things, it might not matter who's first or last. Although it was funny seeing that whole thing shape up, because right as soon as that news broke, saw someone walk out of the tent and tweet out Pelisaro's thing, which was said on TV. Rough look, entertaining. Subscribe, like, right along. Appreciate everyone for coming through. Texans have a starting quarterback. If you listen to this show, you already knew who it was going to be. Will Tytus Howard be blocking for him? That's to be determined. Did the local media actually ask DeMeco the question? I say no. What say you? No matter what you say, no matter what I say, no matter whether we agree, disagree, no matter whether the national media breaks it, no matter whether the local media breaks it, when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in this together. Appreciate you for coming through. We're a few games away from a game. Join the live stream tonight. Appreciate everyone for rolling through.
Every angle's what we really do. We the source, we the pulse of the city too. Landlocked, got the game in the headlock. Localize every time, can't stop, won't stop.